Welcome back to another episode of Who the F***, the show that aims to take a deep dive in some of the acts performing across festival season 2021. In today's episode, we're looking at the incredibly exciting Frankie Wah, one of the most exciting dance acts around there at the moment. In my opinion, and my opinion's always right. He's like a house, techno, deep house, throwback, kind of like trance, like, I can't even call him any of those really. He isn't. He's an electronic producer who makes banging dance records. If you've never heard of him before, hopefully this video will help answer the question, who the f*** is Frankie Wah? Luke Stores, better known to his fans as Frankie Wah, is from a farm somewhere in Yorkshire. I can't figure out exactly where, but he's from Yorkshire. He started making music at the Music Factory in Rotherham and is now based in Doncaster. Genre-wise, he's described as like house and rave. I think there's like a real old hardcore kind of sound. There's a real mid to late 90s sound to his music, but it doesn't sound like elements of throwback. I don't know how to describe his music. It's really cool. He cites influences from Claptone. I think it would be easy to draw comparisons with artists like Camel Fat and Solardo, but he also, as I said, he also has this real vintage sound to his production, which reminds me of artists like Roger Sanchez. Timeless. He grew up on a farm in Yorkshire, claiming that many times that if he wasn't a producer, he would for sure be a farmer. You can check out his videos on YouTube for his hay baling skills and tractor driving skills. The first musical release that I can find is his 2-track House Party EP, released on Art Nouveau in 2017. In 2018, he put out a string of singles on a wide range of independent record labels. Highlights include Reflections, released now on the defunct On It Records, Party Don't Stop and To The Floor on Applique Records, and the Rituals EP on the Bodhi Collective. There's plenty more to go through, so if this sounds more like your thing, then I'd recommend going and checking out his back catalogue on Apple Music and Spotify. But it wasn't until 2019, with a string of releases on Ministry of Sound, which he really started to shape the Frankie Wah that has come to dominate the dance floors. Starting with the records Get Me High. A record that almost feels like it's channeling iconic dance records like Massive Attack's Unfinished Sympathy and Goldie's Inner City Life. Trading the 4/4 house beat with a kind of chopped up amen break and that lovely Reese bass line. Next was the record Words, which again doesn't follow a conventional house flow like his indie releases of 2018, this time playing with an almost garage beat, feeling like a record that could easily slip into a Bicep Marabou State or Subtrack set without question. In September, he released the record Hide featuring Robinson, his first record working with a vocalist. And you would think by September there'd be no more releases in 2019. Well, you'd be wrong. He released the Sunset mix of Regards Ride It in November. Ride it, make feel you. And the double A-side Next Life Nightfall in November. And a collaboration with the national treasure that is Jessie Ware on the record Time After Time in December. In May 2020, he goes on to harness the power of late 90s dance records, releasing the remix of Olive's legendary You're Not Alone. Wait till the end of time for you. This was taken from his debut album, The Revival Volume 1, which would feature a plethora of fantastic records, as well as the first record that I came across of his, the incredibly nostalgic Come Together.
People come together.
Also his most popular record, 8.2 million streams on Spotify. In September 2020, he released the single You Don't Know, which samples the incredible Finally by Julie McKnight, famously used by Leo and Bushwhacker in their brilliant love story. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. And in December of 2020, he released an EP with the iconic DJ producer Sasha entitled Haunted.
Some days I can't breathe.
2021, he shows no sign of slowing down, releasing the stupidly brilliant Should Have Seen It Coming featuring Atho in February, a record that feels incredibly emotive and deep with some pretty out there and experimental synth work. That organic kind of synthy LFO isn't something that I would have ever thought that would have been picked up by the masses, but it was, and it works so well.
Oh my God, I should have seen it coming.
He also released The World You See with Christoph and Archie on Prida Presents, that's Eric Pryd's record label. And in March puts out his biggest record to date, the massive Not In Love featuring the Lancaster-based Lows. They're also getting a WTF episode as they're playing the same day on the dance stage much earlier. Watch this space. Oh, come on, they're going to be coming out as well. And in May puts a record Name of Love featuring Lee Foss and Spencer, S-P-N-C-R.
In the name of love, all in the name of love.
This is his first time playing Reading and Leeds. He's taking to the dance stage on Friday at Reading, Saturday at Leeds. One would only assume that Lows are going to come out and perform Not In Love live. They're playing the same day, for fuck's sake. I think that he's one of the most exciting DJs and producers of that kind of scene around the moment. I really do. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and I'm really, really excited to see where he carries on from here. He clearly found his groove and keeps getting better and better and better every time. Is that going to be something that gets boring, or is he just going to keep pushing it and it's going to get better? I hope the latter. Have you seen Frankie Wah perform before? Will you be going to check out his set at this year's festival? I think he's absolutely brilliant. I'd love to know what you have to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.